slightly better than the original notice does. So I support the amendment.
Could I suspend standing orders to enable us to complete the agenda?
Thank you. Councillor Memme.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll actually add a little more history to Councillor Nawaz's amendment. We all know that in 1914, the First World War started and ended in 1918. The Second World War started in 1939, when British Army was struggling to defeat Japanese. And in 1st of March 1943, the British Empire formed a Chamar Regiment. So, talk about the disagreement. Yes, we are one community. We fought as one community for the victory, for our freedom. Now, that Chamar Regiment fought with British, the military in Japan and defeated and came back with the victories. But unfortunately, in 1946, the Chamar Regiment was resolved. And for further information, you can visit the National Museum of Army Collection in Chelsea, London. So we do actually, to be recognized, our community who fought for this country, for our freedom, and we cannot forget them. Thank you.
Councillor Bott.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There's other parts of the borough as well are going to celebrate the VJ Day. In Boxley, through Councillor Chris Bott and myself, we've purchased plaques. We've purchased plaques for VE Day. We've purchased a plaque for VJ Day. And if we retire from this council, we've purchased plaques for Korea and the Falklands. So when we finish on this council, they'll be on that cenotaph or that war memorial where people ain't got to look for money to celebrate those occasions. Me and Councillor Chris Bott have made the effort, found the funding, and those will be put on that war memorial. And thanks to that war memorial was done by my Baird. People can't thank my Baird enough for what he did with that war memorial.
Thank you. Councillor Hickey.
Thank you very much. I'm speaking to the proposed amendment, not the substantive or original. So I do agree with the first bit about including the Commonwealth countries. I don't, unfortunately, agree with communities. I think it's our duty to show that we're all one community, and I think that when those soldiers put on their uniform, they fought on the same side and they fought as one. So therefore, unless you're willing to change your amendment that you're proposing, I'm afraid that I would have to vote against.
Councillor Garcher.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hear the comments being made across the chamber, but I do have to agree with the comments made by Councillor Statham and Hicken. I think when we think of the British Army and we think of our veterans and armed forces, we don't think of anyone's race or religion or ethnicity. We just think of our veterans and our armed forces who put on a uniform and fight for us. And as a Punjabi and as a Sikh, I don't really feel like I fit into any category other than I am British. And I think and we talk about inclusivity, I think the best way to do that is to identify that we are one community and not diverse.
Thank you. Councillor Ferguson.
I'd just like to say, yes, I agree with the amendment to the point of our diverse and communities. If that was removed, I could support it. It's just making it as though we are separate communities. We're all one.
Councillor Bird.
I think I'm right in saying that if the mover and the seconder want to accept that minor change to the amendment that's been moved, it can be amended and therefore voted upon.
Thank you. Councillor Nawaz, are you minded to remove those two words?
I'm very much minded, and I do apologise if people got the idea that I was trying to break people up rather than bring them together. So my mistake on that. Is this my... it's not my right to reply. I'll keep that for later. But I'm happy to change it to community.
In agreement.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor, I didn't hear you then.
It's not on.
Yeah.
Are you in agreement with the proposer to remove the two words, how diverse?
To change the word communities into community. I think we mustn't be afraid of talking about a diverse community, because that's what we are. There's nothing wrong with the word diverse, but I take the point that was made by Councillor Stayth and colleagues that perhaps the word diverse community, we're all as one, we all belong to the same community, but there's diversity within that community. So just change the word communities into the word community. So Councillor Aftab's notice of motion stands as it is, but the word community instead of communities. Now, if there's an argument against that, having listened to the earlier arguments, it shows that there's a bit more to it, why they don't want it.
That's a misinterpretation of what was said. The question from Councillor Nawaz was, would Councillor Smith second his amendment? That's what the question was, not for another speech. So you I was asked whether I'm happy to change communities to community, because that seems to be what the question was with several members. I'm happy to do that. I'm not happy to remove diverse. So I apologise again if you think I'm being pedantic, but we're one diverse community, which to me is a factual representation. We're a diverse community. We're not.
Okay then. Thank you then, members. I shall now put the amendment to the vote and ask Edwina to count for us. So all those in favour, please show.